Welcome back to the channel, guys. EA just dropped a bombshell on us and announced 3 brand new Star Wars games. Hit that like button on your way in, subscribe if you're new, and let's check out the news. Earlier today, EA and Lucasfilm Games announced that Respawn Entertainment, the brains behind Jedi Fallen Order, will be taking on 3 other Star Wars projects, one of which we already knew about, that being the sequel to Fallen Order. But the announcement of the other 2 games comes as a surprise, to be sure.
But welcome.
We've known about the development of the Fallen Order sequel for some time now. In fact, it was rumored that development began even before the first game was released. Whether or not that's true, the game is expected to be revealed at some point this year, with recent reports indicating it'll be on May 4th, which wouldn't be a bad time to reveal the other 2 games as well. One of the new games revealed is a strategy game, which I expect is going to be Star Wars Rise to Power, a game that's been in development for some time now, and we haven't heard anything about it in a while. If this new game ends up being Rise to Power, then expect it to be a mobile game, which I know there's an audience for. This game is a collaboration between Respawn and BitReactor, a new studio that's been helmed by the same team behind the XCOM series, so it could even be a PC game. Strategy games are fun, but I think the 3rd title that they revealed is going to be the major talking point. And this is great news for fans of the Battlefront franchise. A first-person shooter is also in development at Respawn Entertainment. Although we don't know if it's going to be a multiplayer title or another single-player, Respawn has plenty of experience doing both, so it could go either way. Now, this doesn't mean that this is going to be a new Battlefront title, but the reason Battlefront fans should be excited is because of who's behind this game. The guy leading the development of the first-person shooter is Peter Hirschman, who's currently a game director at Respawn, but used to be vice president of development at LucasArts, the classic body that used to make all the original Star Wars games. Not just that, this guy was the executive producer of the original Battlefront titles from Pandemic. This guy has seen it all when it comes to Star Wars games, but again, this does not mean that the new title is going to be a new Battlefront. In fact, depending on who you ask, this entire announcement by EA and Lucasfilm Games indicates possibly the end of the Battlefront franchise in the modern era. Jeff Grubb from VentureBeat says out on Twitter, "Today's announcement was a fun way of saying that they are not going to do a Battlefront 3. Jeff is a very reliable insider. He's reported on a lot of Star Wars games news in the past few months. He goes on to say in the thread that the first-person shooter being worked on is being made by the same team who made Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, which is a virtual reality game, but Jeff confirms here that this new shooter will not be VR, it will be a traditional classic shooter, so you don't gotta worry about going out and buying a new Oculus or something like that." He also elaborates a bit on the Battlefront stuff. He goes, "Saying that Battlefront 3 is quote-unquote dead is probably a bit misleading since it was never in the works to begin with, so it's not like it was canceled." An interesting thing to note about this is that this could be the project that the Battlefront 2 campaign actors were working on. If you remember, way back in late 2020, the actors for Iden, Del, and Admiral Versio all tweeted out pictures of themselves with motion capture gear days apart from each other, which led fans to think that, hey, maybe they're working on a new Battlefront game that's featuring Inferno Squad again. I think this new announcement more or less confirms it will not be Battlefront, but even more recently, Janina Gavankar, the actor who played Iden in the campaign, put out a rather cryptic tweet saying she was getting her face scanned at a game studio that she could not reveal. She couldn't even say where she was at because she knew that we would figure it out. The only reason this is strange is because she's confirmed to be working on 3 other projects that are publicly known. So why can't she give any details on this 4th one? If it turns out that this new first-person shooter is in fact the game that Janina and the other Battlefront 2 actors are working on, hopefully they can share some tidbits and information on the game itself, because it sounds like the game has just gone into development, which means we probably won't hear anything about it from EA and Lucasfilm Games for at least another year. That's alright, this announcement is great news for Star Wars gamers. I think a lot of us maybe expected EA to kind of ignore Star Wars after losing the exclusivity rights, but it seems like they're actually gonna honor this tweet that they put out over a year ago now. The first game we'll probably see out of this bunch of 3 will most likely be Jedi Fallen Order, which again is expected to be revealed at some point this year, either at Star Wars Celebration or on May 4th, Star Wars Day. And the game itself is rumored to be released very late this year, either November or December if we're going to be following past trends. It was also said that it could be releasing in early 2023, so only time will tell. But that is all the news that we have to go over today. This is a super exciting announcement coming from Lucasfilm Games and alongside EA, add this new strategy game and the first-person shooter to the ever-growing list of upcoming Star Wars titles, and the future of this franchise is actually looking kind of bright right now. But that's it from me. Thank you all so much for stopping by the video. Again, be sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, give it a thumbs down if you didn't, subscribe if you're new and you want to stay in the loop with all things Star Wars gaming, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!